Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How Somebody Else is About to Get Fucked. I'm your host, Louis Rossman. I always prefer the videos that start with something else than how you're getting fucked. Today, it's going to be how somebody else is getting fucked, but we're going to give them an out. Let me just give you some backstory. On this channel, 2 years ago, somebody was suing a smaller YouTube channel that does really good videos of his off-road adventures, and he also did a couple of reviews of the battery that he was using for one of his off-road vehicles. This battery had a lot of problems, and many people were reporting problems to him. What I found when I looked into this, after we realized that that company was suing the YouTuber, is that they were not being very honest about their products. When I looked at their website, I saw that it said that if it fails to deliver less than 70% of the rated capacity, then it's covered under warranty. Policy last updated June 14th, 2021. Yet when I was able to look on an Australian archive website, I saw that the policy had the same update date, but it said 80%, not 70%. 80%. They thought that by wiping this information from the web archive that it was gone, but there are actually many other archiving websites out there that had this information. Upon looking into the case further, I saw that the Australian government had actually commissioned studies of different lithium batteries, and their batteries were literally some of the worst, measurably speaking, in the entire country of Australia. This company just decided to continue doubling down, and they continued to keep their lawsuit alive. And in the end, they lost. Everybody in the community did a lot of research on this company. We found every little bit of dirt on that company. And in the end of it, there were people like Carl who did almost 1 hour long videos going over everything that I missed from my research. My video, I probably did 3 or 4 hours of research for. This video looks like it took 30 hours of research to do. One of the great things about the internet is when the person who did the right thing gets fucked over by a larger company, what I love seeing happen is the internet come together and not bully somebody, but simply say, you lied on your website and now you are suing somebody who pointed out the honest truth. Let's look into everything we can look into about you. The internet did what they did best, and that gentleman lost the case. And now he owes Stephen Fisher over $100,000, which I think was a great win. It looks like another company is looking to find out what happens. One of the people that was named in that case with DCS was Will Prowse. Will Prowse is a YouTuber that goes over do-it-yourself solar stuff. He's really into living off-grid and having your own independent infrastructure, and he makes a lot of how-to videos on how to create that type of infrastructure if you want to live off-grid and have your own energy. And I think that's pretty cool. I haven't gotten into that myself yet. It's something I'd like to look into at some point, but I've gone back and forth with him a little bit on the DCS battery thing. And it looks like he is now being sued by a different battery company. This is a very interesting case to me because when I read it, it looks like, and I haven't gotten time to read through every single little bit of it. This is just what I'm seeing from a distance. But from the email that I received here, I will read, and I quote from a viewer. Essentially, they use plastic within a stack up between a copper bus bar and a brass terminal, held together with an aluminum bolt. Not just on one terminal, but honestly, it's every connection throughout this battery. One version actually uses clamping force of the plastic case to hold electrical connections together. These batteries are melting down. The thermal expansion of these materials leads to inevitable loose connections, which when they get hot, the plastic softens further, loosening the connection. I'm a battery/solar/inverter distributor, and we always tell customers to never put things in the current carrying path, even teaching customers to never put a flat washer between a battery cable and a battery terminal. It's just common sense to not increase the resistance to the current path. In my opinion, it's planned obsolescence. Dragonfly/Battleborn are calling it a safety feature and have doubled down with a white paper on how the oxide layers on the bolt create a safety disconnect. I have never heard of this shit in my life. Well, it's not really a disconnect because the oxides are so thin. And I totally disagree because these batteries are meant for RVs where they vibrate going down the road, which will break down the tiniest oxide layer they are saying is a feature. Of course, this feature failure is not covered under warranty. The company blames the customers for making poor connections that leads to too much terminal heat. Here, I'm just reading an email from a viewer. This is not my personal opinion. But here's what I want to say about the matter. I will be looking into this matter very closely. I don't know Will Prowse very well, but on the matter of reviewing things on YouTube in an honest fashion and being upfront with our audience, I would consider him to be a personal friend. And I don't like seeing a company try to fuck somebody that's in that position. So I am going to give Dragonfly and Battleborn a deadline by Friday. Drop this lawsuit by Friday, and we're good. If you do not drop this lawsuit by Friday, the last time somebody tried to sue me for defamation, their lawyer fired their client within 1 day. As you are watching this video, tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of people are digging through every single thing that your company has ever said or done Every single statement you have made online, every single part of your terms of service, every single customer that's had a problem with your products, they are ripping your products apart as we speak to find every single piece of evidence that can be used against you in a court of law. And above all, they're looking for every single piece of evidence that can be used to ensure that other customers are informed on how your products work so that they never buy your products again. Right now, as we speak, tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of people are digging through every single thing you've ever said online. Everything on your website and archive.org, every guarantee, every state, city, and federal law regarding the sale of batteries. They are opening up batteries that people have. You're going to see people start doing failure studies where they offer to purchase batteries that have failed from customers that had issues and send them to labs that are going to analyze the failure methodology and write up reports that are going to get used up in court against you. Gamers Nexus is doing this with Bamboo. Maybe we could start by doing this to you. I wonder what we find. This is what I do. It's what I love. It's what I enjoy. It's what makes me up in the morning. When a company tries to sue me for defamation because I told the truth about how they do business, I get their lawyers to fire them in less than 1 day. Not the client dropped the suit. Law firm dropped the client. This is what I do. This is what I love. And while I don't want Will Prowse, he's a good man, to have to go through a bunch of bullshit for no good reason, I'm kind of hoping you don't drop the suit. Because I want to have some fun. And this is fun for me. It may not be fun for you. It's definitely not going to be fun for you. But it's going to be fun for me. Me personally, I enjoy seeing bullies go bankrupt. I find it to be a lot of fun. It's happened to one battery company already. Let's make it two. This is not the way to engage. I highly suggest that you change course. But if you don't want to change course, fuck around and find out. You have until Friday to drop this frivolous lawsuit against Will Prowse. If you do not drop the frivolous lawsuit against Will Prowse, I begin having fun. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. DCS batteries, version 2. This is going to be fun. See you in the next video. Bye now. I love videos where I end it smiling. They're my favorite.